Hi, this is Brian Kim. I want to share with you case number 1 in the viewer request series. One of you actually reached out to me and asked me this specific question. They wanted to know what my hand position was during Capsulorhexis. And so you're going to see a couple of cases here. I'm going to first show the Capsulorhexis in my typical high magnification and then a low magnification and showing my hand position. It's a little bit difficult to do this because there's a lot of glare from the microscope light. I had to turn on the room lights. I had to turn on the actual OR light, the large OR light, and shine it over my hands as well to diffuse that really bright, intense light from the microscope. But I was able to achieve a relatively good view. It's not a perfect view, but hopefully more of you will reach out to me and we can get this series going. Again, a viewer request series, and this is going to be the first case. And so when I do Capsulorhexis, there's the basic fundamental things that we should do, and I'm going to go over it real quick. So number 1, I puncture the center and I pull down towards me. And again, you can pull up, you can pull to the left, to the right. It doesn't really matter. But when you pull, you're going to set the diameter of the rhexis. So again, I make my corneal mark. As I pull down, I'm not going to pull beyond the corneal mark that I make because I'm trying to set the diameter of the rhexis. And then I'm going to grasp the flap, and then I'm going to stay nice and shallow, staying around iris plane. I'm going to pull 2 to 3 clock hours. And you want to be able to grasp right at the edge of the flap and go every 2 to 3 clock hours, making sure that the flap is following the corneal mark that you made. The next thing is, and this is more apparent in the macro view, in the low mag view, you have to rotate and pivot your rhexis forceps within the incision. In other words, you want to avoid applying any pressure on the incision. You don't want to apply any pressure to the incision to the left or to the right. Otherwise, it's going to cause the eye to rotate and turn. And you certainly don't want to lift the incision, because if you lift on the incision, the eye is going to turn away from you. And then if you push down on the incision, you're going to burp more viscoelastic, which is going to make the chamber shallow. You'll have to put more viscoelastic in. You're going to have a higher risk for run out. And of course, I have a cannula in the eye, and my primary purpose for that is to control the eye, because sometimes the eye likes to move. And so I like secondary fixation with the OVD cannula to control the eye. But if you start to see that the chamber is collapsing, you can push viscoelastic with that cannula simultaneously without having to introduce a secondary instrument, since the instrument is already there. So, okay, we're going to put our words into action. I go into the incision with the forceps sideways to slide in. I puncture the center, pull down towards me. In this case, it pulled a little bit to the left, which is fine. I grab the edge of the flap. I go around circumferentially, grabbing every 2 to 3 clock hours. You see how I'm nice and flat. I'm staying close to iris plane. I'm not lifting the forceps tip up. You can see I'm trying to pivot within the incision with my forceps. And my left hand, you can see it's essentially fixated. It's not moving at all. So again, look at the OVD cannula. This is a macro view. The OVD cannula in my left hand is not moving at all. In the right hand, as I'm doing my maneuvers, they're very small maneuvers. Remember, we're dealing with an eye. It's a very small organ. And you notice both instruments, I hold the instruments like a pencil. And I want to have my index finger, my middle finger, and my thumb doing all the movements and controlling the eye as I'm doing the rhexis. And this is the second and last case. Again, I'm using the cannula in my left hand, going sideways with the rhexis forceps, pull down towards me. In this case, again, it kind of went to the left. And I'm grabbing at the edge of the flap, going every 2 to 3 clock hours, making sure the tip is flat to iris plane. I'm not lifting. I'm pivoting within the incision. I have minimal OVD egress. And that rotation within the incision is very important. And it requires subtle movements with your hands, rolling your fingers with the instruments. And again, if you see the macro view, it essentially shows that. So again, I went in sideways and went in straight. I'm entering now. I'm puncturing now. I'm pulling down with the rhexis forceps to create the flap. Now I'm starting the flap. You can see I kind of subtly and slightly rotated my hand. I'm about 180 degrees finished. I'm contra-incisional now. I'm grasping again, re-grasping. I have about 270 degrees done here, finishing off the last bit. Grasping the last bit here, grasping, rolling, and then finishing it off. So again, it's very subtle maneuvers. Again, on the macro view, you can see the hands are not really moving very much. It's really about subtle pronation, supination of my hands, but also rolling the rhexis forceps within my fingers, again using my index finger, middle finger, and my thumb, and I'm rolling the instruments both ways depending on what I need. And again, I'm moving my entire arm to be able to give myself leverage so that I can pivot within the incision. As I do that, I'm actually even pushing in my elbow towards me and away from me in order to be able to create that angle so that I can pivot within the incision. Again, really hard to see unless you're actually physically next to me, seeing me do the case. But this viewer asked me for a macro view of my hands. And so I hope that this viewer finds this video helpful, and hope this video is helpful for other people who are viewing. Again, if any of you are interested in giving me a request, please put into the comments what you'd like to see, and I'm happy to try to produce a video to help you with a particular issue. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I thank you for your attention.